skateboarding in its nature is super fun, but also I think there's a side of it that can feel intimidating, can be about landing tricks properly or the rules of how you do things. We Skate's not about that. It's about enjoying skateboarding, having fun, doing silly tricks. You know, like when a park is empty, there's nothing that we like more than doing a bit of bum skating. Stunning, love it. Bum skating, baby.
Well, skateboarding's for everyone, right? Like, that's the core of what We Skate is, and I think that's really cool.
Everybody wants to have a good time, everybody wants to play, everyone wants to connect, everyone wants to support other people, everybody wants to be supported, and it, you know, that as a recipe creates quite a lovely dish.
It's a good place to sort of separate yourself from everything. If you've had a stressful week at work, there's a meetup at the weekend, it's a perfect place to sort of like vent, unwind and do a bit of skateboarding.
The best times that I've had skating over the last 2 years have always been with We Skate, or at least members of We Skate.
I feel like I know people and that I'm surrounded by other people who skate and that they give me that confidence and that enthusiastic like hype when you get something right. It's so cool, I didn't have that before.
I first heard about We Skate on Instagram. I remember Emily was actually posting about what they should call the group, and then I slid into her DMs, as they say.
I saw some reels of people having fun skating. It seemed like a really chill environment to meet new people and yeah, just enjoy skateboarding again.
I saw a post where it was like, we've got a meet up at Romsey, right? And it was like beginners welcome, and obviously I was a beginner at the time. So I said to my dad, I was like, oh look, this is quite cool. It's like my first skating like little thing. Can we go to it?
Skateboarding can be perceived as quite a macho sport, and there can be very laddie elements to the skate park and there's some areas where people skate, and this just completely wasn't that.
To be honest, I never knew about them. I was having a skate in Guildhall Square in Southampton and I came across Amy and then she explained to me about the whole group. It was a great way to sort of like meet like-minded people.
Amy is just a force of nature.
It's like you've put too much power into somebody.
Fun, crazy, very excitable.
She's just like so fun, so energetic.
Amy's definitely like a ball of energy, isn't she?
If you're like tired, like,
Yeah.
and you go to Amy to be like, hype you up.
She's lovely, absolutely lovely. I think that goes without saying. I think, if she would excuse me for saying this, we're both neurospicy, so I think we feed off each other quite well.
She does the silliest stuff and she'll try anything.
She is a bit all over the place, but I mean that in a positive way, like it creates a very different energy, and I think that actually that can lead to a lot of fun.
We Skate started when I met Emily. Before that, there was an account called Girl Skate Soton that I ran in partnership with Skate Southampton, actually, because the guys there were like, we really want women to be more visible in skating in Southampton, but we don't want to run it because we're a bunch of dudes and it might be a bit weird. It was sort of in that post-lockdown, still lockdown, are we allowed outside, are we not, should we be meeting new people kind of time frame. So it kind of fell a little bit by the wayside. So I had a few call outs and I met Emily, and here we are today because she's a G. She's the real G.
You
want to make me cry, because I will, and I know how awkward that will make you feel.
Emily, she'll probably always have some sort of snack on the go.
Very bubbly and yeah, she's just like fun to be around.
Very down to earth, very friendly, very full of beans, just like Amy. I think they feed off each other brilliantly, actually.
What's a G? Gangster. She's the real gangster.
She's encouraging, very excitable.
Super nurturing, I think. She's like very calm.
Meeting Em for the first time was just amazing because she was just so warm and nurturing and fun and silly and kind, and she just gave me the confidence to just relax into skateboarding, not have too much pressure around it and just have fun.
I started skateboarding about 3 years ago with a friend, and we had a lesson together, and then we thought it would be really cool if we could find more girls and women to skate with. And so, yeah, because of that, I was inspired to think about how we could make that happen, and then was on Instagram one day and found Girl Skate Soton, which Amy set up, and saw a post asking for help basically to run Girl Skate Soton. I thought, I've been skating 2 weeks, I can help, sure.
So we met up at the pub, just messaged this random person on Instagram who was like, I'll do it. I was like, cool.
She arrived late to the pub, which is classic Amy style, kind of rushing in like, oh, I'm so sorry.
I realised she's not some weirdo off the internet. Well, she is, but the right kind of weirdo off the internet. And we just started chatting. We wanted it to be as inclusive as possible, but with a focus on looking after women and marginalised people, marginalised genders. We didn't want to just say Girls Skate Soton, because if we say that, we're only including girls, but we want to include everyone.
We reached out on Instagram and asked if anyone had any ideas for names. I think someone said We Skate Southampton, which we were like, oh yeah, that would work. And then because there's Skate Southampton, we sort of changed it to We Skate Soton because we thought it would just differentiate between the two a little bit.
We just said, why not We Skate? You know, that's everyone. We Skate Southampton. Simple.
It all happened quite naturally, really. It was quite sort of straightforward to plan, and I like planning things. So. It was pretty easy, I didn't mind. Probably bought a new notebook. The very first meetup, I think there was 8 people, maybe. And then I think the second one, probably about the same. I think they've kind of just like steadily sort of grown.
We started to realise that we'd made lots of friends and we were hanging out and we were posting stuff online and we were having fun, and we just wanted to keep showcasing that and making sure that people felt like they could get into this hobby, hanging out in skate parks, skateboarding, roller skating, inlining, whatever, and not feeling embarrassed about being new to an activity that a lot of people get really anxious about not being good enough, not being good at. It's a fun thing to do. You've got wheels strapped to your feet or wheels on a wooden plank. You can just be silly because you're just playing.
There's no pressure to, if you come to one meetup, you don't need to come to all of them. Like, we're not gonna, shun you if you only come to one and then no more. It's, people sort of dip in and out, and that's quite nice as well. There's no pressure.
What it's encouraged me to do is to step out of my comfort zone, and I think what it's done is it's enabled me to not be worried about being a beginner, rather than coming in and being an expert at it and being really good at it.
What's really nice with We Skate and has made me feel more confident is they acknowledge when things might feel scary or that you might feel a bit nervy about. They acknowledge it with you. They kind of say, yeah, that might feel difficult, but why don't you try it like this? And kind of, they don't push you to try things you feel really nervy about, but they might suggest ways to make you feel more confident.
I think it's just helped me to be okay with not necessarily having this as a space where I need to make progress. Like, progress might be a byproduct of coming here, but actually the point of coming here is to play and to have a good time, to meet people, and just to be outside. And it's not about having to meet a particular goal or anything. It's just, yeah, being there for the vibes.
That's good.
It's really helped me with my social skills and my confidence. That's my personal level. There are some people more able than others, some people less able than others, but who cares really? As long as you're having a good time, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Growing up, I would never go to the skate park. That is terrifying. It's full of boys, it's full of people who know what they're doing, it's sometimes, yeah, genuinely full of like drugs and alcohol and drinking, and you know, people can do what they want, but that's sometimes not what you want.
Skate parks tend to be male-dominated spaces, which is intimidating for women and girls like starting out. It was important to me to create a women-led, inclusive skate community because it was the kind of thing that, I don't know, maybe selfishly, like I wanted to belong to something like that.
We can showcase women more, we can get around the biases, we can sort of flip the bias on its head and prioritise showing women and marginalised genders more than we show men. We can put that control into our own narrative.
People are really, really quick to like shut us down and say, no, like you're wrong, the skate community is really supportive. I'm like, yeah, it is, but it's the initial, you're stepping into a park, maybe haven't been there before, you've not been skating very long, you're like the only girl there, there's groups of boys kind of focusing on their trick they want to do, and then you're like, oh, well, I don't belong here, do I? So where am I going to go? I think for change to truly happen, you need to have everyone involved and everyone listening to each other.
I think we've broken the stereotype of that hyper-masculine world of being kind of aloof and just doing your own thing at the skate park by just being silly, maybe not even being very good at skating, having a laugh, trying stupid tricks with your friends, but also, you know, if someone comes along they haven't done it before, just opening up that conversation a little bit more than the stereotype of a skate park kind of gives off.
Beginners are very important in skateboarding. Everybody's got to start somewhere. Whether you pick up the hobby quickly or if it's something that, you know, takes you a little while to progress, you're just as valid as anybody else having fun at that skate park.
When we go to like a skate park with the group, it is less intimidating because you're there with people that you know and are comfortable around, whereas like if you went to a skate park on your own or something, it can be a bit intimidating because it's usually full of guys and stuff. So.
No one judges each other, we just help each other, and it's the most beautiful part of skateboarding, because 20 years ago when I was in high school, this never happened.
What We Skate has done is shifting the idea of what skateboarding is and who skates and how a skate park feels.
I know that there are people who have still had comments on their social media about being a woman skating and people trying to explain how they should be doing it.
We share a lot of women and girls skateboarding, and especially beginners. People don't like that. So when we get these horrible comments, we will try and like have a bit of a conversation. More often than not though, it doesn't work. That's not what the person wants. They just want to be unpleasant.
Women are traditionally marginalised from skateboarding. It's generally seen as more of a masculine pursuit. So it's great to have more women involved in skateboarding.
It's so easy for people to dismiss you if they've been doing something for so many years because it's sort of second nature to them. We Skate get across the message very well that we're all here to have fun and enjoy the same thing.
So we do skate with a lot of men, and I like to think that that's kind of made them see things from our point of view a little bit as well, and maybe made them understand how, you know, how tough it can be to be a woman. Like even now in 2025, like You know, there's like violence against women is like on the up, and it's like the world's scary as a woman. And I think the more people that hear our stories, be it through skating or be it through other just general life things, I think that's going to make everyone better, right?
I think we're adding to culture rather than changing. I think we're changing the negative stereotypes and we're adding our own slightly different but maybe more welcoming to specific people thing.
It makes me feel like I have a right to be in a skate park. I can feel comfortable, I can learn in this space. I don't have to be perfect, I don't have to be the best skater in the world, but I can be here like anybody else can be. Actually, we're here and we're here to stay, and it's okay that we're part of the makeup of your park now, and we're going to continue to be.
I think we've had a huge impact on the local scene. I think there's a lot of people skating now that wouldn't be skating if it wasn't for We Skate, you know, me included.
Most skating groups, it's quite male dominated, so it feels nice to have like people like Emily and Amy kind of set up like this stuff for us girls to skate, and it's quite different because it just feels less intimidating.
We're open to everyone. It's boys as well, it's non-binary skaters, it's anyone who wants to skate with us is able to. And I think because we're led by two women, it means that we're maybe a bit more aware of the challenges that some people might face entering a skate park.
It means that actually you're not just going to see white men in skate parks all over Southampton. You are going to see women, girls, non-binary people, trans skaters. We're all going to be there. And We Skate has kind of introduced us into skate parks over Southampton.
Everything has a sort of trickling effect, doesn't it? So actually if someone's walking along now and they see a whole load of women and non-binary people and men skating together, that creates a very different image, and then it encourages other people to say, well, if they're doing it, I can do it as well.
It's not just adults, it's also like kids that like are part of the group as well, which I think is amazing because they're awesome. And like seeing them have no fear, it's actually really like, it makes you think, oh, like let's fit back to my 10-year-old self. let's give it a go.
I skate with mixed gender groups and with non-mixed gender groups, and either one I have exactly the same amount of fun.
There are people of all kinds of different creeds, backgrounds, neurodivergency, gender, orientation, things like that. And Amy and Emily, for instance, are very empowering of everyone. We all get on, and there's no beef between anybody. It's just the most wholesome thing ever.
I love that there's now people like loads of offshoots of We Skate that, you know, friendship groups have been made and people go and skate together that outside of meetups and stuff. And like some of my closest friends are people that I've met through We Skate, and I think a lot of people would probably say the same thing.
We Skate has had a profound impact on my life. Like, I hang out with people on a weekly basis that I've met through We Skate, whether it's somebody that I go skating with or somebody just comes around for a coffee. It's friends that I've met through this community.
I have made friends for life in the group. We talk every day. They lift me up when I need it. They've supported me through the biggest moments in my life. And I never thought that I would find lifelong friends, but absolutely have, because the people that I've met love skateboarding, love having fun, but also really like-minded. So we've been able to connect outside of skateboarding, and I know that there'll be enduring friendships. So yeah, it's been really, really amazing.
If it wasn't for We Skate, I wouldn't have had this hobby. I wouldn't have had other hobbies which I've started because of people I've met through We Skate, and I wouldn't have the connections I've got that I've gained through this. You know, there are genuinely people in this group who are, you know, we've been friends with for 3 years now, and we probably speak to every day. So I think that's a wonderful thing.
you guys drop it.
My favourite experience with WeSkate so far has been the first birthday party, because it was just a real lovely evening. It was in a room which shouldn't have been skated, but also it just encouraged people to be silly and creative, and I think that's some of the best things, because you're laughing.
It's just little things. It's having hype where I wouldn't have had it before. So you know, we were doing skate limbo, and I'd never done that before. So just seeing the progress of being able to gradually get down your board and go under that really low limbo is really fun. We don't get hyped up in like the rest of our life enough.
Oh, lovely!
WeSkate has really it's given me opportunities to volunteer within the skateboarding community, like Slammer. I did that a couple of years ago. I helped with sort of entry, wristbands. I got to experience the whole event for the day, the setup. It was great fun getting involved with everybody and just meeting new people within the community.
I would have to say the Slammers. WeSkate Soton did their own area. The crab race that they did, that was like one of my favourites, because everyone was just going at it and it was like, oh, it was amazing.
I don't even know where we were. There was some kind of like community hall hire or something. And yeah, just kind of like sliding about on these like silky smooth floors was great. And I'm sure I learnt some like silly tricks, and I did like bunny hops and all sorts of nonsense. Yeah, I think that's kind of captured everything. It kind of captured the essence of WeSkate that day for me.
Just every time we go to the Rail Junior on that little mini ramp, I pretty much every time I try and drop in, still can't drop in, Dave, but every time I try it, there's always a hand to hold at WeSkate. You will have a bunch of people around you cheering you on, you know, egging you on, encouraging you to do the things out of your comfort zone if you're comfortable to do it.
I think that people who don't skate hopefully see us as just some people that are embracing playtime.
We're all about silliness and fun and having a good time.
Again, I think that's another nice thing about the group. There's lots of other adults starting skateboarding for the first time, so you don't feel silly giving it a go, and you're completely fine with padding up and putting everything on you need to. Maybe that's a good thing about doing something at an older age. You don't mind so much about what people think about you, so you're just like, I will wear my helmet, I will wear my elbow pads and my wrist pads. I know I'm on flat ground, but I've got work tomorrow, so it's necessary.
It's really nice just to be playful with a group of people, not have to talk about your responsibilities or adult life, and work on skills and confidence alongside having fun.
The one bit of advice I could give to somebody interested in starting skateboarding or getting involved with WeSkate Southampton is come along to a meet. You don't necessarily have to step on a skateboard that first time you come, but meeting people and introducing yourself to that support network and the community that's going to be there for you to cheer for you when you do something that's great, that's a new achievement, and they'll also be there to pick you up when you fall on your ass.
What happens at a WeSkate meet is it tends to end up being the, and I mean this as a positive, the loudest part of the park, because if you land something, or half land something, or land something and fall over, you're gonna get the biggest cheer. And I think that's an amazing thing. Rather than just lots of board taps, you'll hear lots of woos, you'll hear lots of cheering, lots of clapping, lots of oh hellos, and all stuff like that.
Oh, hello! Oh, wow, wow!
Everyone here is just like lovely, just the people, like having a laugh with them, it's just like great. And it don't matter if you're just starting, if you're really good, if you're a professional, like everyone treats you the same and it's just nice.
Anyone who wants to build a community just needs to want to go and play and want to talk to people. Don't take Any negative remarks that you get too seriously, just form a community by going outside, making friends with people. If you message just one person that you've maybe seen online and you think, we could be friends, send them a message. Say, hey, see that you do this thing, I think it's cool. Do you want to do it together? They might say no. Oh well, they might say yes, and then you've got a friend. And you can go outside and you can play.
The amazing thing about skating is that it is, you know, people go on about the community in skating for a reason, because it does exist. And I think if you turn up to a group, you're very quickly going to know if it's not for you. But I think if you find them on social media and you're like, oh yeah, I like what they're doing, and then chances are they're going to be super fun. It is scary, but everyone's been the first person at a meetup at some point, so everyone's going to know how you feel.
I hope that We Skate looks like fun and a bunch of people being silly and not taking themselves too seriously.
They've done really well in creating an inclusive and supportive environment.
Having them at the skate parks, knowing that they were going to be there, knowing that they were going to push me, help me, give me tips, and I think that really pushed me as a beginner. I think what they're doing is amazing.
There's not an expectation to be the best. There's no single way to skate, or there's no single way to be a skater. There's just an expectation to turn up and have a good time, and whatever that looks like for you is enough.
They've created something that I hope will continue for a very, very long time, and it's been a really important part of my life.
Thank you very much. That's it, you're done.